Or if you're hungry, you let us all know, I'm hungry. Oh, what are you, 5? And a 5-year-old could say that, not a 40 or 50 or 60-year-old. Shut up, you're hungry, go eat. Right? But we react out of emotion thinking that you're going to intimidate everybody to feed you. No, we're not going to feed you. We've got to feed ourselves, right? So we use those tactics to get what we want. Why do you think women say, when her husband acts up, I'm divorcing you? Now he's divorcing you. You put the seed out, he'll carry it out. You planted that seed. What did I teach you earlier in Matthew? Thy kingdom come on earth, your mouth. Come on. We have to speak the word. We have to live the word. We have to abide by rules. We have to do what we're told. When you get a job and they say, do not use this printer, but it's close to your desk, don't use that printer. Walk to the printer across the hall. But in your brain, right? I don't know why not. It's right here. Because there's no ink in it. That's why we told you that. Amen? Do you see how we've allowed the enemy to come in? Because we've just chosen just to do our own thing. But God said that you're the generation that he has hand-selected to usher his return. I don't know about you. I don't feel worthy. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I qualify. So there must be something in me and in you that he's going to pull out of you. And only when we're under pressure do we learn how to fight. Well, or you roll over and just be dead. Right? Have you ever seen that illustration where they have a bucket of crabs and one crab starts crawling up and has its little claws on the top already, and all the crabs on the bottom are doing what? They ain't gonna let him out. His own people are pulling him back in because they don't want him to get out. Why don't they want him to get out?
Because they want to get out.
Right, we say, because they want to get out. They don't want him out because if he gets out, they got to get out. Some of you got it, some of you didn't. They're forced to say, hey, he made it out, then I have to work hard and crawl up with these legs that are big and try to get out, a bigger crab, right? Come on, think about it, right? Everybody, even the crabs, want to be relaxing, right? They don't want to crawl over. It's a lot of work, right? I've noticed in our group, when one of the ladies decides to lose weight, everybody gets on the bandwagon. Everybody starts losing weight. They're finding a way to look better, which is good, but why did you wait for somebody? Why couldn't you be the one to do it? Right? You wait till somebody loses weight and, what was your diet? But everybody's different. Especially when they tell you, I walk 5 miles every day. Oh, I don't want that part. What about the food part? What do you mean you're having salads and fish and chicken? Well, I don't want that part either. Right? No fast foods on this diet? Well, that count me out. Right? Because we're always looking for a quick fix. Right? You think if you pray for your husband just once a day, some of your husband need 3 prayers a day, like medication, all day long. Every time we think about him, we pray in tongues. Right? What's true? We have become lax, lazy. We have just literally. Either giving up and just trust that God's going to handle it all. Or we're starting to say, maybe America does need prayer. Maybe my household needs prayer. Have you ever noticed that it's when a tragedy hits a house that all the family says, we're having a meeting. We're banding together today. We're all going to pray for brother so-and-so or sister so-and-so, right? But what have you been doing the whole time? Why didn't you start praying before it happened? So it didn't happen. Amen? Is everybody in agreement?
Amen.
Yes. That we need change. Tell your neighbor, let's be prayer warriors. Prayer warriors. Amen?
Amen.
Go to the book of Esther. You're going to love this. This is where we're at. The book of Esther, chapter 9. And y'all find her, tell me where she's at. Is she by who's? She's away. Before Joe. Before Joe? Joe. Joe? Mm-hmm. That doesn't sound right, but I'll go there. All right, Esther chapter 9. Everybody there? Yes. All right. In Esther chapter 9, let's start with verse 19. Meanwhile, in the rest of the king's province, the Jews had organized and defended themselves, freezing themselves from oppression. On the 13th day of the month of Adar, they killed 27,000 of those who hated them, but did not take the plunder. The next day, the 14th, they took it easy and celebrated much food and laughter. But in the Sus, which the Jews had band together on both the 13th and 14th, they made the 15th day their holiday for laughing and feasting. This accounts for the Jews living out in the country and rural villages. Remember the 14th day of Adar for celebration, their day for partying and exchanging gifts. Amen? Let's go down to 20. Malachi wrote, they were all doing different festives at certain times. Malachi wrote all this down, sent copies to all the Jews and all the king's province regarding all the distance, calling for an annual celebration on the 14th and 15th day of Adar, as the occasion when Jews got relief from their enemies, the month in which their sorrow turned to joy, mourning, and holiday for parties, fun, and laughter. They sent and received presents, gave gifts. They did it when they started, then became a tradition, continuing to the practice of Mordecai had written to them. Haman, the Haman came against the Jews. He had schemed to destroy the Jews and cast lots to throw him into panic and destroy him. But when Esther intervened with the king, she gave written orders that the evil scheme that Haman had worked out should boomerang back at his head. He and his sons were to hang on the gallows. That's why these days are called Purim, from the word pure or lot. So Esther comes in, and the plot that Haman, everybody knows who Haman is, right? Haman came from the tribe of the Amalekites. So when Esther rises up and she goes to the king on behalf of the Jewish people, what happens? It reversed. It reversed what Haman was going to do, and the gallows that he made to have Mordecai hung. Remember, Mordecai was related to Esther. So Mordecai sends a message to her. He says, look, this is what happened in this story. In the book of Esther, it is recorded the first pageant on the earth. So the king is looking for a queen. Vashti, didn't she rebel? She was rebellious. She was operating under witchcraft. So he says, get rid of her. Everybody bring forth your young daughters, your young women. So they have a pageant, and Esther is selected. But she doesn't know why she's selected. She just thinks she's going to be the next queen. So Mordecai tells her, do you think that you have come to the kingdom at such a time as this? And think that you will be spared? You're a Jew. And Haman has already sent out a decree to kill all the Jews. So it's up to you
Come on.
to go to the king. All right, let's do it this way. Everyone in this room, I'm going to make you Esther. And the king is who? Jehovah. So you have to go and intervene.
Yes. All the people.
He's extending the scepter.
Yes.
Why do you talk negative about your families? Why do you put down who you're married to? Why do you say how horrible your grandchildren are? Are you not related? So maybe it's your job, since you're noticing how horrible they are. Probably reminds you of you when you were young. That maybe because he showed me and it's bothering you, that you need to what?
Pray.
Pray.
Boy, I made it simple and I'm not getting old. I expected revelation. Well, think about it. We don't need an enemy
Yeah.
to destroy our homes. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
You talk about your family. You talk to your family about your family. You're the strife carrier. They don't know. What was that, Dr. Joe?
And then you agree.
And then you agree, right? You and your sister talk about your other sister, then you agree. Then you go to the other sister and tell her what the other sister said. Who are you? I thought you were saved, right? And the person you married is one with you. And your children are a reflection of you. And your grandchildren and your great-grand, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Are they not all related to you?
Yes.
Yes? So what should we be doing?
Pray.
Praying. I remember my mom one day, we were all visiting with my sister. And my great-granddaughter walked by. And my mom said something about her that was negative. And I was right there, so I said, Mom, I said, is she not related to you? And she said, what? I said, if she's my great-granddaughter and my daughter is her grandmother and her daughter is the mother, come on. I did it just like this, showing her the lineage. We're all related. You're the grandpooba grandma. You know what I mean? So she's connected to you. So whatever you say about her had to come from... Boy, I lost the room. So when I put it to her that way, she stopped and she said, oh. I said, she's amazing. She's awesome. She's little. She's smart. I mean, she knows things. Kids that age don't know stuff. Look, call her. She'll come. Right? I couldn't just let it slide.
Come on.
Because then she was cursing what I would have to go back and fix. because I'm going to be here longer than she's going to be here probably. Well, who knows? My mother's been outliving everybody. Right? But it still affects our family.
Come on.
Come on.
That's right.
Right? Life and death are in the power of the tongue. If they're related to you, and I have to say it all the time, I said, why did you give me family for church members? Send me the good ones. Keep the rest away, Jesus. Well, think about it. If most of the team is made up of members, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, because we're family, think they could get away with murder because it's anti-Beck. I'm not anti-Beck right now. Right?
Amen. Come
Yes, and we want to use the familiar card
on. Come on, Dr.
to get what we want, because that's my aunt through my husband, or my aunt through my wife, or however you all connected, right? But no, it doesn't work that way. Did not Jesus say when they came to him, when he was in the temple, and they said, your mother and father have been looking for you, where did you go? And he said, who is my mother?
Yeah,
Who is my father?
that's right.
Come on.
He said, I'm about my father's business.
Yes. Yeah.
He was no longer identifying, so they could not
Yes.
so they could not control him. People control through familiarity,
Yeah.
because they're familiar.
Yeah.
So they make you feel bad. Don't feel bad, shake it off.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't feel bad, shake it off. We can't, this is serious.
Come on, help us out.
We can't compromise anymore.
Amen.
We have to be people of truth.
Yes.
If you love somebody, he says to do what?
Tell the truth.
Speak the truth
In love.
in love. Hey, I love you.
Yes.
Your kids need to have a jacket on because it's raining in the month of whatever. Right? Don't send them to school with no socks on. Right?
Yeah.
Think about it. I was sharing this with my son. I said, I remember being in elementary school and everybody, it was career day, so you got up and said what you wanted to be, right? And one boy got up and he said, he was tall too. He said, I want to be a garbage collector. And the whole class started laughing. They were like, a garbage collector? He liked the big truck. He liked what they were doing. And the teacher said, why are you all laughing? If he doesn't collect the trash, then you're going to have trash all over your front of your house. And everybody went, oh yeah, right? So then I got up and said, oh, I want to be, it really wasn't what I wanted to be, my dad wanted me to be. I want to be a secretary, right? And she said, okay, right? She listened, everybody was like, wow, that's pretty neat. So what she did was she came back the next day and she brought gifts for everyone. Like things to encourage them with their career, right? I think we were second grade. She brought me an alarm clock. And I said, what does an alarm clock have to do with the secretary? She said, Rebekah, if you're going to be a legal secretary, you need to be on time to work. You cannot go to work like you come to school late every day. But what she didn't know was that I had 3 other siblings and I had to walk to class because my mother said to, and I was always late after I got them on time to their class. So then guess what? I had to go earlier. I couldn't use the excuse.
Come on.
I got brothers and sisters that make me late.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you all do. Oh, I didn't pray in tongues because everybody was talking. They were holding your tongue or what? I couldn't pray because they were too loud. Put a pillow over your head. Come on, you guys. We make excuses. Well, I'm late because my kids take long. Whose kids are they? Come on. You're always making excuses. Nowhere in the Bible does he give us room for excuses.